What's going on, guys? Ants Trades back with another video. It's been a while, so I figured I would post an update video today. I think everything is looking absolutely amazing still. I'm going to get into it. Pretty much just going to be covering AMC. The macro outlook, the micro outlook, what I'm looking at right now, and what I see coming, what I'm projecting for next week. So, really quickly jumping into AMC. Pretty solid week, up roughly 13% this week from Tuesday's open. From the highs that we saw here, and we got knocked off. We have a trend line here that is pretty much our halt line from the halt on December 1st, the halt that we saw when we broke out of the wedge on February 6th, and then this trend line is just riding down right here. I don't have it up right now, but you could just picture this from here down, and we got rejected off of it on Wednesday after Tuesday's gap up. That was a very solid day. And then from the top there, we just get three dojis on decreasing volume here. Today closed the day almost at the high of the day. We found the new high of the day pretty late in the day, power hour sometime around 3 Eastern, and closed the day around 6:20, up 13% on the week. Overall, it looks very, very good. That's pretty much it for this. I have a bunch of screenshots I want to show you guys. So really quickly, jumping into GameStop, I thought I would just talk about this for a second. GameStop down 11% on the week, absolute garbage. So that is that, and let's get into everything else. Starting with OPEX, I showed you guys this in my last video. I figure I'll just show it again, where you have your three fractals here that I've been tracking for a very long time. Towards the end of the pattern, as you're breaking out of it, you have OPEX on that Friday there on January 15th. 7 trading days later, you peak. And then out of this pattern here, you have OPEX on Friday, May 21st. 7 days later, you peak. As you're breaking out of a pattern here and here, you peak here on 7 trading days after OPEX on a Wednesday. And then here, this isn't updated, by the way. This is the screenshot from last week. We have OPEX on this that Friday, last Friday, and this is post breakout of the wedge. Come down to test it, hold support here, and find a bounce off of it. And we saw 13% more upside this week. Said in my last video, March 1st, no dates, not financial advice. We're peaking on March 1st, no dates. It's still on the table. It's still on the table. I think things are going to get pretty crazy next week, but we have to just wait and see. Overall, it looks really good. So really quickly now, just a little refresher for everyone that we have been tracking these bars for roughly a year and a half now. These are the daily bars from the pre-January squeeze overlaid here. Very, very little deviation here the entire time. Wedge point to point. Peak to a point. And these are the bars that we've been following the entire time, and with very little deviation. I said to you guys in one of my last videos here, you get a V recovery here. Here you're flat on the bottom of the wedge for 10 days, and then you find a bounce. Get rejected off the wedge multiple times here. We spent 2 weeks here. Algo really slowed down. Still is very slow. You could probably just argue that you come up and retrace off the wedge here just the same way as you do here, and then you'd be landing somewhere in this candle here, in this candle here, trying to see more upside. I'm not really going to go too crazy. I've gone into that a million times. Really what I wanted to show you is this. This is the 1 hour that I showed, I think, in my last video as well, where I told you to pause it and really go through this and look at the movement here. And, you know, for the most part, this was tracking 1-to-1 on a time scale range. Just as far as time goes, it was tracking pretty much 1-to-1. Up until the point where you gap up here and you're in this this iteration here, right before you try to break out of the wedge. This is a few candles here. This took us 2 weeks, and then this was extended here as well. And this is where we are now. This is updated with the price action that we got this week. Overall, it looks very, very good. You know, since we broke out of the wedge here, we've been seeing very strong volume in the green. And our pullbacks, very low red volume over and over again. Strong green volume, low volume on the pullback, strong green, low volume on the red, over and over again until, we found our high this week. and then have just been kind of descending here. We're still in this iteration, by the way. So, this took a while to play out. This was 2 weeks here. You get your gap, you get your gap. We are in this iteration here on the last candle here. We have yet to break the highs that you see over here. So these highs over here, at the end of this, you break out of it, and that's when things get very volatile and you squeeze. We're very, very close to breaking out of that. I'm expecting it on Monday, and I'm going to show you guys why. This is the 1 hour. I broke it down even further. And listen, guys, like, I know some of you can't stand me, mostly shills, and then other YouTubers that are just hating for whatever reason, I don't know. But really sit there, pause the video and go through this. It's actually fucking insane how perfect this tracked. I'm not just pulling this out of my ass. Just pause the video and go through this shit. It's the same exact thing. So the 1 hour, the 1 hour bars up top, the 1 hour candles down low, and this is the candle that we're in right now, waiting to get that break. Once we break this that trend line that I was talking about that we have running here, I call it the sex zone above this, because things are going to get very crazy up there. Once we break this, things are going to get very volatile, and I'm expecting that on Monday. So this is the 1 hour. I broke it down even further, and I have 30-minute, and this is what I've been looking at. So you have your present day right here on the left, and you have your January on the right. You have this descending trend line that you hit 4 times. I mentioned this before. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you get the lowest wick right here. Same as over here in January. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you get your lowest wick right here. Heading into the green iteration here. This was sped up. This is January over here. This is the present day. This was sped up, but still it's up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up into the red. And this was the point in time where we couldn't really seem to break the 550 resistance over here. You could see you come up to a point and kind of like curl down to your low. Just the same way as you do here, you're curling down to your low, and you get this high wick right here. It kind of forms a W, and then you get this high wick, just the same as this does. W, you get the high wick there, and then that takes you into the yellow, where you go up, down, and then you gap up, down, and then you gap up. And this is where we are this week. I was expecting to break out into the sex zone this week, but algo is still just refusing to let this thing run. It's really dragging this out, but it is what it is. We're still tracking as we always have been. I know I have to say that to people like over and over again, but we're still tracking. Like, nothing has changed. Time frame, yes, that's changed from my initial videos when I said end of January. Just looking at the 1 hour, I'm gonna show you guys the 1 hour again. How could I listen? I've been tracking this for a very long time. How could I possibly know, as this is 1-to-1 the entire time, right? 1-to-1, 1-to-1, 1-to-1. How could I possibly know? Because this is when I started making my videos. This gap up here, I was like, okay, we're about to break out of the wedge. This is where we are. How could I know that this was 5 candles and then the algo would drag this out for 2 weeks? And even this has been dragged out even further too. There's no way I could have known that. Trading 1-to-1 this entire time up until you get to, you're trying to break out of the wedge here, really just can't seem to break out of it. Just rejected time and time again until you finally break it. 2 weeks plus of trading here was done in 5 days here, maybe less. There's no way I could have known that. Obviously, I was wrong from the start on dates. How the fuck can you blame me? Like, seriously, like, how could you sit there and be like, oh, you said end of January? Like, look at this. What am I supposed to do? It's still tracking. We're still squeezing. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. We're still squeezing. But I couldn't have known that the algo was going to slow down to that extent. Anyways, the yellow fractal here, where you find your gap up and you get knocked off your descending trend line here. I have it labeled sex zone here because once we get into this range, we're going to start flying. 2 touch points on it, 2 touch points on it here, and then you have this descending resistance inside of it. You got a W here in the blue, same way you do over here. Wicks are a little different. I mean, it's never going to be perfect, but it's the same thing. And then into the purple, where you come down and then you get this ascending triangle here, just the same way you do here. Pretty much what I'm expecting for next week, and I have a projection drawn out already. I'm expecting a gap down on Monday. Not too bad. 590-ish, something like that. Gap down early in the morning. Break the support here, this double bottom. By the way, that double bottom yesterday at 590, 591, whatever it was, that looked amazing. And then today, the double bottom at 599. That wall at $6 looks very, very strong. I'm expecting to break it on Monday, to break below it. But $6, to me, it looks like we fucking claimed it. It looks like it's ours. We're going to dip below, in my opinion, Monday. We will dip below $6 slightly, 590, 580 at the absolute minimum, before seeing this, breaking out into the sex zone, having a lot of sex, a lot of upside after that. That's pretty much what I'm seeing. And this is the 30-minute, by the way. The daily, the macro has always been tracking from the start. From the breakdown in the flag in November, the macro has been tracking perfectly. I showed you the 1 hour. The 1 hour is tracking perfectly. Has been just the same as the macro is. It's tracking perfectly. It just slowed down. The algo is really kicking the fucking can down to the end of the road here. It's still tracking. It's just very, very slow. And then into the 30-minute, and this is what I've been looking at. It looks fucking great. It looks amazing. It really, really does. So that's pretty much that. Jumping into the projection for Monday, I just drew it out like this. I'm expecting a gap down from this candle, bounce off 590, bounce off the support that you have here, probably around $6, 610, something like that. I don't know the exact price. Kind of just forming a W here, just chopping around. And then I am expecting to break this the support that we found not yesterday, but yesterday, Thursday. That support on 590. I'm expecting to wick below it on Monday. Probably nothing too drastic, but I am expecting to wick below it. In that same day, I'm expecting to break over $7. Break this trend line that we have here, retest it, bounce off of it, and continue upwards. So that's pretty much my projection for Monday. I think I went over that really quickly. I want to show you this, and this is the volume profile on this is present day on the right and pre-January 21 on the left. In this orange, you have this is the highest volume that you see in range, besides the squeeze over here. Highest volume in range, increasing volume. I'm not even going to bother going through it. If you are interested in my TA, just look at it. I'm not going to bother just going through everything with you. You have the highest volume in the orange. Volume starts cutting in the blue. And when you get the W in the blue here and here, it starts cutting a little bit lower. And then in the purple, you get your absolute lowest volume here, decreasing from the start of it, and then increasing towards the end of it before you go. And here's the gap down. This is pretty much what I'm expecting on Monday, this price action here, where you have the support, just same thing over here. You have a double bottom here, and here's your support line. You have a double bottom over here. You have a wick here, and this is an opening candle, a 930 candle. Usually the most volatile point in the day, but closed above the support. You just wick below it. Double bottom support there. I am expecting to gap down, just the same way we do here. I'm expecting to gap down from this and bounce on the support, come back up to the support in the triangle, and kind of chop around in that range, break slightly below the support we have on 590 before getting this. And this is lunchtime, around 12 to end of day. This is what you're looking at. So first half of the day on Monday, I'm expecting to be pretty bloody, low volume, boring, downside. And then around 12, second half of the day, this is what I'm expecting. Just really quick, because I don't remember if I was going over the volume. So in the purple here, you have decreasing volume to the bottom, and then you start increasing in volume as you are about to break out of this, just the same way we do over here. It's the lowest volume in range here, decreasing volume, and towards the end of the day today, we started picking up again. So, make with that what you will. It looks really, really good to me. Even the volume profile, and this is something that I've been like following these fractals for a very, very long time, and the volume is very, very hard to line up. Um, you can't really quantify volume on fractals for the most part, but this is the 30-minute, and it looks amazing. Like even like the highest volume candles here, you have a higher green one than the second one here. Same over here, and then you have a red higher than both right there. You come down, you have a lower green there, lower green there. Looks amazing. It's the same exact volume profile, same exact movement. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like you could hate me all the fuck you want as a person, but if you could seriously look at my TA and not see what is going on here, I don't even know what to say anymore. Hate me if you want. I really don't give a fuck. But if you could seriously look at this and not see what I'm showing you, you're lost. I'm sorry, but you are. Um, on every time frame, you're fucking lost if you could look at this and not see what I'm showing you. I'm sorry if that hurts some people's feelings. Some people definitely don't like me at this point. I really, really don't fucking care. I'm sharing TA with you that I think is very, very valuable. In my opinion, we're squeezing to new highs very soon, potentially next week. And I know it's crazy because we're sitting at $6 right now, but it makes sense from what I'm showing you. It does. Um, on every time frame, on the daily, the way that the bar is filed on the daily, ridiculous, ridiculous. The wedge is done. Peak June, peak January to a point. The wedge is complete. We broke out of it for the first time that we've been trading in this wedge for 2 years. Since June 2nd, 21. We've been trading in this wedge, trying to break this upper resistance. We finally did it. Broke out, came back to test it, and bounced perfectly off of it. And saw another 13% in the green this week. I don't even know what to say anymore. I really, really don't. Like, if you don't see it by now, I don't know. It's following perfectly, guys. It has been the entire time. Nothing has changed except the algo is slowing down. I mentioned this from my first video, my very first video, that the algo can slow down and it can speed up. And that's something that I can't control. Here's your proof. Look, 1 to 1, 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 1 to 1. And then right here, as you're trying to break out of the wedge, look at how long this takes. Look at how long this is taking. It's just slowing down. It never stopped following. It's just slowing down. So that's the 1 hour. And then again, the 30-minute. It's the same fucking thing. I really don't even know what to say anymore. I don't. Again, I'm expecting downside early on Monday. Early on Monday, I'm expecting downside. Come revisit the double bottom at 590. Potentially dip below it. And then from there, we should see upside. I projected upside in my last video. I think the video I made on Monday night, I projected upside this week. That's what we got. We got 13%. It wasn't as much as I wanted. I wanted 7 plus this week. It would have been nice to see 7 plus this week. Get into our sex zone, get some gains, but algo slowed down again. So, is what it is. You have to wait until next week. But you see what I'm showing you. Even down to the volume. Even down to the volume. Like, the same exact thing. And this is on the 30-minute. So, that's that. I went over the projection. This is just, a roundabout projection for Monday. Come down, form some kind of W, dip below support, and then we are on our way. Once we break this line, guys, get into the sex zone here, it's fucking game time. So, we get up here. This is past the sex zone here. This is the halt line that we have, for our protection, the halt line. Once we break through this, and I am expecting to get over this on Monday, price action is going to be very, very volatile. Between OPEX, Adam Aaron, the fucking absolute GOAT, moving up earnings to next week, moving up earnings a week early. Why? For good news. If he had bad shit to say for earnings, he wouldn't be pushing it up to a sooner date. So, everything's looking up, guys. Everything looks good for us. SPY looks like fucking garbage. And that honestly threw me. I was expecting SPY to be on a rampage. I was expecting SPY to be doing good. But SPY is shitting the bed, and we are just seeing green. 13% in the green this week, and SPY is just shitting the bed. that looks amazing for us. It looks amazing. It looks. There's nothing else for me to say. It looks very, very good for us. Um, Again, this will probably be the only video I make this, for this next week. I've been spending a lot of my time in Discord, but I'm expecting upside next week again, and probably more, probably more than 13% in the green next week. Once we do break this line here, and don't get me wrong, I understand some people want to have a bear thesis. To each their own. Everyone can have their own opinion. To me, I've been following this for a very, very long time. A bear thesis makes absolutely no sense. Not right now. You had 2 years to be bearish on AMC. Being bearish right now on AMC, it makes no fucking sense. None. If we break this trend line here to the upside, in my opinion, the bear thesis is done. It's already invalidated. We broke out of a downtrend. Bear thesis to me is done, garbage. If we break this line, this trend line here, roughly 670, which I'm expecting to do on Monday, there is absolutely no reason for me to believe we're not squeezing. None. I already believe we're squeezing, but I'm saying if we break this line here, there's no reason, there's no fucking doubt in my mind that we're not going to all-time highs. So, with that being said, everything looks fucking great, guys. Seriously, everything looks great. It really does. So, hope everyone enjoys their weekend. Maybe I'll make an update video during the week. Like I said, I'm spending most of my time in my Discord. Busy with work, so got a lot of shit going on. Private stuff, my fiance. I have a lot of good things going on in my life right now. So, hope everyone enjoys their weekend, and I will possibly catch you guys sometime this week. If not, I will be making a video end of next week. So, everyone take care.